Show with JackieRay Phillips here on YikesRadio.com and AccelerateRadio.net. Now, here on the Poetry of Justice Show, this is where social consciousness meets the arts. And what we do, we select topics that spark the interest and awareness of social diversity, ranging from arts, entertainment, and social justice at large, leaving our listeners thinking and saying,
YikesRadio.com.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, those are the sultry sounds of my mentor, the Mr. Kevin Nash. And ladies and gentlemen, I always give a very special shout out to Mr. Nash, because if it were not for his brainchild and dream here at Accelerated Radio and Yikes Radio and what he loves to do, it'd be hard for me to do what I so love to do, which is to hang out with the POJ show on Saturday night. So shout out to thee, Mr. Kevin Nash. And then I like to give honor and homage and respect to my very personal sponsorships here on the show. I want to give a very special shout out to Lori G, aka the benefactor here on the Poetry of Justice show with JackieRay Phillips. How are you, Lori G?
Doing good. How are you?
Ladies and gentlemen, and also tonight, this is the third Saturday of the month, so I want to give a very special shout out to those beautiful, wonderful, amazing ladies of the chat. How are you ladies tonight, ladies?
Doing well.
Good.
Amen, ladies and gentlemen. It's a very special sponsorship out. And ladies and gentlemen, one of our recent new sponsors we have on the show, that is G Babies Catering, ladies and gentlemen. And you can get G Babies Catering. I want you to go and check him out on Instagram, ladies and gentlemen. That is Chef Mac, and he does it like nobody can, ladies and gentlemen. I know we've got a lot going on with COVID, but just check him out. This is my nephew, ladies and gentlemen, so I need you to do this for me. So Chef Mac at G Babies Catering LLC. And then I also like to give a very special shout out to the Man of Steel, WMPJ Steelworks, a proud sponsor here on the Poetry of Justice show, ladies and gentlemen. And then this guy has a very rare, maybe it's not even that new no more, but I want you guys to check out APS Muscle Cars. This gentleman over here, his name is Memo, M-E-M-O. The guy is a master. He's a master at building custom hot rods, low riders, whatever you need. You want your Harley changed out, tune up, customization, storage facility in Signal Hill, California, ladies and gentlemen. That's us here on the Poetry of Justice show. I know I overtalked and our music went out, but guess what? Our sponsorship hasn't. So I just want to go on ahead and give honor, respect, and homage to our celebrity sponsorship and partnerships, celebrity partnership here on the Poetry of Justice show. Recently secured, Lori and I are very proud and honored to have NBA basketball legend Gene Banks, aka Tinkerbell from his Duke University days. Ladies and gentlemen, so we just want to give a very special shout out to the Mr. Gene Banks tonight. And guys, that's it. That's a lot, I think, because that intro, I believe, is kidding us. What do you think, Rashid? That's a 3-minute little intro there. So I'm proud of us here on the Poetry of Justice show with JackieRay Phillips. And look, I'm blessed and I'm honored because I have some amazing talent here with us tonight on the show. I'm going to give a very special shout out to, and Happy New Year, because I haven't done that publicly yet, to Rashid in the studio here at Yikes and Accelerated Radio. How are you tonight, Rashid?
Oh man, I am doing okay right now.
You doing all right? Well, I just
Doing okay.
wanted to put that out there, Rashid, because Lori and I appreciate you so very much, and I just feel like it's in my spirit right now to take the time to tell you that you have helped revolutionize the show, and we appreciate all of your input, your vigor. You're amazing, Rashid, and so you've helped us with the Zoom platform. Lori can tell you we were very confused and tired and frustrated a lot of days, and you have been nothing but a breath of fresh air to us, Rashid here. And shout out to Kevin Nash for always having amazing talent. So thank you, Rashid.
It is more than my pleasure to just make sure that the show here runs effectively, it runs smoothly, and it's at the same time entertaining.
That's it. That's it. Shocking entertainment. Lori G, did I do okay with that one, Lori G?
You did perfect. Absolutely.
I know. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we have, and I don't know, there's different terminology and words, and Lori's great with word choices and semantics. I got these beautiful divas and I'm gonna get to them. I can just see their eyes right there. But I gotta give love, honor, and respect to our ham of the family, ladies and gentlemen. And I think this takes us back to maybe Lori. I'm gonna give his date. I'm gonna give an official date of birth of Big Tap rolling with us, Lori G, on the POJ show. And I know that started with us. It was on a consistent basis. It was about July of 2020. So remember, Lori, we did that, and so Big Tap started rolling with us on a weekly basis, on a behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, he is just he's vicious. He doesn't stop. He makes sure that he can get us the best guest that he knows. And he has brought some amazing talent to the show and guests, and I'm very honored to have him. But like I say, ladies and gentlemen, I call him our ham, HAMM, with so much love. And I'm going to give it HAMMM because he's just
Double
a
M.
dream. Yes, yes, we're gonna give him a triple M because I just love having him. But what's so special and I'm so grateful for is the fact that we have a strong, intelligent, African American Black King voice that can grace the airways with us each and every Saturday here on the Poetry of Justice show. And that has been something Lori and I have been looking for, and the ladies of the chat know as well, that we've been looking for a consistent male voice to be with us here on the show, Tap. So I just want to tell you thank you and bless you for your kindness. And thank you for always being with us here on the show. I know Rashid sometimes is very busy working, so he doesn't get a chance always to chime in. So thank you, Gerald. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
you're welcome. Thank you. But I
And
would
then
prefer to be called hamburger instead of ham because,
a hamburger.
yeah, because ham is pork. I don't like being called pork, so I like beef.
Burger.
I'm a
Okay.
beef. I'm, I'm beef. I'm a hamburger.
All right.
Hey, we just call you ribeye. How about that? We just call you, what's up, T-Bone? We'll give you a nice fresh
Steve-O.
piece of meat. But let me tell you about another lady here who has been rolling with me and but this is a whole new day, right? We are here, it's 2021 and this is January 5th 16th, January 16th, 2021. And this lady here, and I don't give enough credit to, and that's my bad, but all things is changed, is Mrs. Chris Fisher. Mrs. Chris Fisher is an OG. I'm gonna just put it out there because you know what I'm saying. She an OG, and when I say that, whenever Sissy and I, every time, not whenever, every time we reach out to Chris, Chris is with us. You see what I'm saying? And Chris, ladies and gentlemen, is family. She's related to Lori G. And Miss Chris Fisher, she's always right on time whenever we need her. But the part that I want to say, and she's been a consistent voice with us here on the show, and to tell everybody about that blessing is because Chris is a devout follower of Jesus Christ, a disciple of Jesus Christ, if you will. And that's just the real deal Holyfield. You know what I'm saying? And there's no other way to slice it. And so Lori and I love for Chris to be with us because when we have Chris, we know that we still have that firm religious foundation. Not to say that my ladies of the chat and me and old hamburger over there can't keep it right, but when we get to tripping, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm gonna put it out there on the Poetry of Justice show, things can get a little razzle dazzling. You know what I'm saying? And we can bring up some topics that we could be stubborn on. I'm just put it out there. You know what I'm saying? Which is what makes it so amazing, in my opinion. So what we're gonna do tonight, Chris is always the one.
Y'all bring me back when I be tripping. When I get to tripping, it's like, okay, come back.
Chris, you always let us know like what is right. You know what I'm saying? You are like the Poetry of Justice show. And as you know, we're looking for balance, right? In the scales of justice, but we can always go to Chris because she's going to give us what the word of God tells us to do. She's going to tell it to us from grassroots, directly from the word of God. And then she takes that and she talks to us about how we are doing it in the secular world and how those two meet. And one thing that I always want to recall about Sister Chris is that, Chris, you know, you always tell us that it's in our gut. right? And that we need to follow the gut.
Mhm.
And you always tell us about that. And I think about the embryo when you tell us about that and how it's that baby on the inside, right? That little bitty embryo and how that umbilical cord is connected
Mhm.
to its mother and that gut and that connection. And it never, ever really changes because that is our connection to source, to the divine source, to the holy creator. So that's why when Chris is here, I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
in case I get you tripping and get you tripping, because I can trip. You know what I mean? I'm OG Compton. And I came up in the 80s during the crack days. So ain't no telling what I'm about to say. So luckily we got Chris on the team to do some. But let me tell you guys a little, let me tell you a story. I remember that song. Let me tell you a story about my best friend. Lo, you remember that? The courtship of
I remember
Eddie's
the
father?
courtship of Eddie.
Yeah.
Speaking about that courtship, I'm gonna just go by I'm gonna go this direction. I'm gonna go with Miss Shelly C first because Tanya's the baby of the bunch. And so my Tanya
Yes, she
Michelle, we're gonna leave.
is.
You see the baby of the bunch, so the baby of the bunch is up
Baby,
there. But let me tell y'all a little something about Shelly C, ladies and gentlemen. You
Don't
see,
tell
she already laughing. I ain't even got my chance to give my
please don't tell him. Please don't tell him.
that's
Oh, I'm
just
gonna
how
tell
I
you
am.
something. Shelly, I wanted to say this. I figured something out, Jackie. Shelly always get. You know what my mom told me? Shelly always getting on me, right? But I found out why. I found out why Shelly always getting on me.
Why I'm
Why is
always
that,
Cause,
Tap?
please tell.
'Cause my mom told me a long time ago when a when a woman when a woman get on your case for no reason at all, that means she like you.
Oh,
That,
YikesRadio.com. You guys heard it here. It's an exclusive. This is a Yikes Radio
and
exclusive.
I said,
you
I
tell.
like you, and I just wanted to say, I like you too. I like,
Shelly, see,
I do.
has there been some behind the scenes discussions, Lori G, that you and I and Tanya Michelle and Rashid was not a privy to? Chris, what's going
Take my
on?
glasses off.
Oh.
Me too. Me too.
I'm a sliding
be right,
door.
I'll be right back.
Sliding in.
Shelly had to take her glasses off for that one.
Shelly
She was
got to
like,
get
wait,
you a
let me
swig.
let my eyes see.
I already know my dog. I already know.
I had to clean mine, make sure I was seeing what I was hearing.
You ain't got to guess if I like you. I'll tell you.
This one right here, ladies and gentlemen, I don't even know. This one right here, Shelly C. Shelly C. Lord Jesus. Now, but she's, and I think you played Rashid a little bit earlier. We was doing a hound. Shelly is your dog. DAWG. This one here, Miss
We
Fort
roll.
Knox over here. She ain't gonna let nothing happen to you. Ain't nothing weird, freaky Jason is gonna go down if Shelly C
I'm
is
rolling.
on.
All you got to do is tell me where they at. We rolling.
Shelly will snuff it out like a hound dog. Okay. Investigating, reporting skills that of one on CNN CSI on the crime scene. Shelly C is not gonna let it go past you, Rashid.
So she like that first 48 then.
I'm with you.
She is all on that.
I'm
Shelly,
with
you not playing? Are you
That
playing,
first
Shelly?
48.
you. What else? What else? You can tell me anything, and ain't nobody gonna get shit from me,
She's
right?
not gonna tell your business. If you got a secret, you can tell it to Shelly. But I'm gonna put it out there, ladies and gentlemen.
They take
Disclaimer.
you to the basement.
Depends on how many shots of tequila she has had. I am gonna put it out there because
You know it's true, LaFon's.
Lori has an undercover name for her. LaFons. It's a very long story as to why she gets this name, but it's the saying that if you can't, LaFons, if you can't hold your liquor, then maybe you don't need to be drinking as much at
No,
that period of time.
especially around Santa Claus.
Arrest
Especially around Santa Claus. Most definitely around Santa Claus.
So you gotta get Shelly now again. So them secrets are not. So this is on you. So don't. If she's had at least 3 or 4 shots of tequila, you do not want to talk anything super private because she can't. She really can't be held accountable for during those times.
I'm gonna tell you.
So because it just might slip a lippy lip. There you go, Rashid. And then I'm gonna go to our baby of the bunch right here. This woman is phenomenal. She is on the front line, ladies and gentlemen, each and every day fighting the battle of COVID 19. And I'm going to say
Yes.
how good God is because she's
Yes.
healthy and she's strong and she's here every day to tell us about it. And not only is she on the front line, but her baby girl is out there too. So Tanya Michelle, she brings a voice of stability, a voice of reason, a voice of inquiry, and of course, she is our medical expert. I forgot to tell everybody, Miss Shelley C keeps us all, because Shelley's the one that keeps us straight up on top when we come to our celebrity guest and what we're doing and what's happening out there. But with a team like Lori G, Shelley C, Tanya Michelle, Chris Fisher, come on, Big Tap. I'm blessed, and I just thank each and every one of these individuals for being with us tonight. We've got a pretty complex show tonight. A couple of questions that we got on the table that circled around myself and our family members and friends, Rashid, over the last week. And so Lori and I are going to put some of those out there. But I think I want to start, Tanya Michelle, if we could open up the floor with you tonight. And if you could give us and our listeners a little bit of an update on COVID 19, what you were seeing on a day to day base right now. So could you help us out with that?
Yes, I can. Hello, everybody. I think in this particular situation, this is probably one that the media is probably close to the truth more than I've seen them as far as what is actually going on in the hospitals. We are overwhelmed, overcrowded, no beds. And there's a lot of people dying from COVID. So it's pretty scary. Um, EMS had put out a statement saying that if you look like you can't survive at home, that they will leave you there. They will not take you to the hospital because we don't have any space for you. And I've actually witnessed that within the last week. So it's really heartbreaking what's going on. I'm so thankful and prayerful that everybody on this Zoom has been safe thus far and no COVID because it's really serious. But this new strand that's coming out. I have a friend that has it, and she got it. She developed it like 5 days after her first vaccination. Her and
Oh,
her got vaccinated together, and her husband actually does not have any symptoms, but she has some symptoms, and her husband doesn't have any. So there
oh,
are these non-symptomatic carriers that are out there that are transmitting. So you have to just be really, really careful. So I just still encourage people to wear their mask, wash their hands, do not wear gloves, wash your hands, use alcohol, and just try to stay safe. Right now, it looks like there's leveling out for right now because we've been looking at the holiday peaks. So all of this system, healthcare system, kind of became vulnerable right after the Thanksgiving gatherings. So you wait 3 weeks after that. So last Friday, this yesterday was 3 weeks after Christmas, and it doesn't seem like it's a big increase. It's kind of plateaued a little bit. So we're just continuing, and hopefully, if there's no increases from social gatherings and with the vaccinations onboarding for the healthcare workers and for the long-term care facilities, we can, try to get this thing to go at least down somewhere it's more manageable. So that's
Wow, well, thank you so much for that, Shelly C. What about you? Did you have any updates? Not with the going to the full throttle yet, but just with COVID and what have you been seeing in your day to day
um,
existence and work and such?
it's keeping me busy. It's keeping me busy on the employment side of things. I had a client who this is the first client, but they had a death, and it was really emotional to see my client go through just having a death from that, and it's so sad because it seems like the person is okay. They're getting calls from the family saying, "Oh, they're doing better," or "He's doing better. He's talking," and all that, all of that. And then all of a sudden, they get the phone call or they see it on social media, like the GoFundMe or the family calls and say that person doesn't make it, and it is emotional trying to support the client, because their first thing is, what do I do? What do I do? I've never had anybody die on me. Like, what do I do? Or I get a client that says, can I send out an email asking for prayers to, for all the employees to pray for this one employee because he's having a hard time breathing. They've given him an inhaler, and his girlfriend is afraid to take him to the hospital because she thinks she's not going to see him again. So just those types of things. What do we do? How do we support our employees? They're just really, so it's kind of sad. And then we have some people that are taking advantage of it, which really upsets me because there are some people who say, "Oh, I have COVID," and you can't really ask them for anything. If they say that's what they have, that's what they have. You give them the 14 days, and it's like, "Oh, I'm still showing symptoms. I don't think I can come in." Trying to play those games when I'm like, there are people who are actually dying from this. There are people who are actually catching this from work, catching this on the street, and you are actually lying and playing games with COVID. I just that's just unbelievable. So I get from one end of the spectrum to the other where, it's really serious and people are really suffering and being really sick. And then you got the other end of the spectrum where people are really taking advantage of it. And I just think that's just so sad. I think it's very sad, given the fact that there are some people who have lost multiple people on their family, like, 6 family members, 5 family members, 4, and it's just really sad. So that's how COVID has really affected me. I've just been praying that it stays out of my household and my mom, because she's older. But it's just really sad to see how it's affecting employers too. They're losing money. You know, um, Restaurants that have been around since the 70s, we all know, they're suffering. It's just a really sad thing. Just seeing the financial part of it too, it's really sad.
Hey, Shell, question for you on the HR side. Are you guys, if an employee gets it at work, is it a workers' comp?
It's workers' comp, but also, Cal OSHA gets involved. It depends on how many people get infected in the
Yeah.
workplace. But yes,
Mhm.
it would be a workers' comp. And you know what? It's so hard to prove that it wasn't. A lot of employers will call me and say, "Well, how do I know they got it here?" Or they're the only person. And it's like, you really don't have a defense as an employer that that person didn't get it from work.
Yeah, I think it's easier to trace in the hospital because we have those specialists to do the contact tracing than in that, the outside setting. But the health department will come in and do that. But I think one point that you made that was really significant is that when you get sick, you may not, if your family member is sick, you may not see them again. Right now, there's a big push for end of life visitations. And so all the hospitals are working on that and trying to maintain the safety of the employees and the public is really a challenging effort.
It's so sad. Like,
That's really, really sad.
yeah, the girl, she's like,
Yeah.
"I'm scared." He had a really hard time last night. He could hardly breathe. We kept, the inhaler is not helping. He's just, and then she tried to take him to like an urgent care to kind of just let them look at him, and he couldn't make it from the car to the door of urgent care. He was out of breath.
Yeah. So for people like that, and I know we want to turn it back over to the POTUS, but just make sure if there's any symptoms, um, this disease is a pathology that we've not seen before in healthcare, and it does everybody's body differently. And it's better to take them. You may not see them, but there's telephone visits, there's FaceTiming, there's a lot of systems to put in place to keep you connected. Because these people are dying quickly, and you want to get them to the hospital where they can get oxygen
Right. You would
steroids or
rather,
just some type of
I
treatment.
just, I wouldn't want to see my loved ones suffer. I just had to take you to emergency. If I'm not going to see you, I just ask them, please FaceTime me, because I couldn't sit there and let somebody die on me. I just couldn't. But, each person has their own selfish reasons or whatever that may be. But yeah, I do encourage that. But some of them just, they're
But it
just,
may not even be selfish. It may just be fear, right? And
yeah.
fear, so
It may be fear, yeah, or they never see him again. I know during the time that my grandmother went to the hospital, she didn't have COVID, but when she was going, my biggest fear was like, oh my God, this is the last time I'm going to see her, because she went to emergency before she passed. We had, because she was just so dehydrated, we needed to get fluids in her. And my biggest fear when they took her away was I was never going to see her again, but I couldn't watch her, just be dehydrated and suffer. So
Mhm.
it's crazy. It's so crazy.
Shelley, I have a question about the vaccines. Is
Mhm.
there any HR law that says an employer can or cannot mandate
Not
employees taking vaccines?
not as of yet, but I see it coming down the pipelines. There is some back and forth about it, and it depends on what state. Um, There are some states who are trying to make it mandatory, but not as of yet. There hasn't been any laws passed where it is absolutely mandatory.
Now, Cedars has the flu vaccination as a condition of their employment. They
I don't
can do
know about COVID though. Do you know about COVID or not yet? Have they made that?
Oh,
Because
no, I don't think it's enough studies on it yet for people to
right,
feel safe to mandate it. The Pfizer and Moderna only did 2 months after the initial shot. That's just not enough, and the FDA process was better. So I think people are erring on the side of caution. But I'm
mhm.
saying, as far as the flu, Cedars is the only one that I know that made it mandatory, part of their condition of employment, which is weird because I still think it's a violation of your patient rights.
Or
You
you
know,
could have, there's all kinds of things that go with that. Side effects, pre-existing conditions, you just don't know. So I haven't had it to where any of my clients have made it mandatory, and I haven't seen anything yet, as of yet, where they can have to make that happen.
Hey, Tanya, I have a question for you. This came up in a meeting I was at my job on Friday. Um, we had an employee who was concerned about the vaccine because what I think USC has gotten has been the Pfizer vaccine. And I guess that doesn't work well in people of color, that the Moderna is better.
I didn't know
I
that.
had never heard anything
uh,
about that. Have you?
No, I have not heard that. I think people have created their own stories because there was some issues that were, Pfizer has to be frozen and then Moderna doesn't, but they both require 2 shots. They both have 94 to 95% effectiveness. They're neither live viruses. They both they don't alter the body's DNA, and
They do not alter your DNA.
they do not impact your
There's
body's
something
DNA.
called an RNA in your body.
Yeah,
R
so
something,
RNA. Yeah, but that
and it
it just
alters
really
that.
does. Well, it goes in and it makes your body so feels like if that virus pass. I'm just trying to make it the most simplistic way. If it passes you, that it doesn't attach to you.
Wow. I just think there's
That's
just not
insane.
enough information out there, period. Not even on the employer side. It's just not enough, a lot of things, a lot of decisions that I help them make or I make is we're kind of just flying by the seat of our pants because everything is the first time that it's happening, you know?
Yeah, I would agree. But so we've already had a couple of people that have gotten a second shot, and
Mhm.
it's impacting everybody differently. Some people had the first shot. The Moderna, you are having an allergic reaction. You can have one up to like 14 weeks. That was never in any of the studies. So one of the ladies who work in my office, she had an allergic reaction, but her underlying issues were allergies. So 14 weeks out, like 10 days out, she had an allergic reaction. So she's not taking the second shot. So all this is, depending. That's why I keep on saying it's really a personal choice. You know your body. You know how you reacted to vaccinations in the past. Now they're saying that you should not get it within 14 days of the flu shot because they just have not had enough studies to see how that corresponds with each other. But it's just everybody's body is differently. So when people ask me, I was like, it's a personal choice. You know about your body, you know your circumstances, you know your living, your community, and so you have to make that decision.
So can somebody on the panel explain herd immunity to me?
Herd
Who
immunity?
you talking to?
I know. What is herd
Yeah,
immunity?
so herd
Okay.
immunity,
What does
just
that
in a
mean?
simplicity, means that um, if I'm in a household, let's start with the household first, means that I develop some form of antibodies or protection against the people that I'm in the household with, right? So if Joe has COVID, then Joy gets or has some antibodies, and Joy has some, and then I have the likelihood of us getting it from each other is lower because we're one herd, and because we're used to each other all the time, we have some immunity around it. That's the most simplest way I can explain it without going to biological sciences too much, but that's basically what it means. So they feel like that as the population becomes immunized, less people will get it, the strain will not change, or it will not be able to react because it's going away. And so you get this herd immunity, even in the community with immunizations.
So it's kind of like, Lori, kind of like the whole polio thing, like the shots that we got our kids when they were vaccinated. There's no polio. I mean, we're not hearing a lot of outbreak of polio or all of those vaccinations that we've gotten. But at one time, it was really bad, just like COVID, right, Tanya?
Yeah, so what happens is you start getting all that. So what they're hoping with the coronavirus is that less people will get it. So then there's being less of a spread and less of a resistance, and more of a resistance to it and less of a spread. That's what they get vaccinations for. So that's what they're hoping for.
I kept hearing that term on the news of herd immunity, and I wasn't quite sure what that meant.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the goal of all vaccinations, because just like Chili gave a great example about the kids, like if they go to a daycare, those who are immunized should not be affected by someone else who gets it,
like polio and stuff,
or measles or chicken pox,
stuff like that. And then if
Wow.
you see your president and one of his doctors, they think that just everybody just get it, like chicken pox. You know, people used to say, "Oh, let the kids play with each other so they can all get it at one time."
At one time, we deal with it in a blanket
That's what
situation.
they're trying to do. That's President Trump. Let me get that straight. That's what President Trump with his little flunky was trying to do.
We are on Trump countdown, people. Trump.
No, I know. It's
countdown.
crazy.
Yes.
How many more days we got, guys? 2, 3, 1?
He leaves on Wednesday.
Wednesday. Well, he says he's not going to be there. He's decided that he's not going to go to the inauguration.
No, but
that is going to be move out day.
He's gonna have his own little thing, his red carpet and his fireworks and the gunshots and all of that. He's trying to do the whole.
Where is he going to do this? At the White House?
Yeah, when he leaves the White House, he's got to have.
It's going to be fanfare.
Yeah, a grand exit.
It'll be the same way that he semi-organized that raid on the Capitol.
Yeah, they had to have done something crazy.
He's trying to do it like a dictatorship. That's not what this is. This ain't that.
But at the end of the day, what was the end game? Is the end game to what people, the American people, was just going to say, okay, guys, we see you beat up and tear up the Capitol. We're going to just go ahead and let him be president again? What was the end game?
Okay, so the end game of that was, if possible, they were going to literally murder Mike Pence, hang him. They were also going to take out some of the congressional members so that
oh yeah, I heard that.
So that they couldn't vote. So that way, since they wouldn't be able to count their electoral college votes, that would put the electoral college votes in Trump's favor.
Got it. That's so wild. I don't know.
Happening, then Trump would still be in power. So basically, if they killed everybody or killed the key people, that it couldn't take place. So the count couldn't take place. So therefore, Trump would remain in power.
Wow.
Does this sound like the United States of America, people?
No, it's not like dictatorship.
What do you think, Chris?
No, we have two different Americas.
I don't know. I'm like, where even are we right now? This is insanity. Mrs. Chris Fisher, what do you see, sis? What are you thinking?
I don't know. They just hillbillies that I don't care nothing about. They fighting their own folks so they can do what they want to do with their own self.
I like the hillbilly part. I like that.
Because when you think about it, what they trying to do is get back to slavery. That's all they're trying to do. Because I'm asking the question, what is, I hear them say, make America great again. But I've always wondered, like, well, when was it great? Or what happened? What time was that? So somebody finally answered that question for me and said, well, America was great doing Jim Crow, and America was great doing slavery times. That's when it was making all their money, because they was making their money off of us. So I'm thinking, them going up them going up there really is mad, because not because Trump, mad because he didn't win, but only because he didn't win because them blacks is doing too much. Them niggers is doing too much.
We have too much power. We got every single time.
Yeah.
when the popular vote, we're able to do it, and we showed it. We're able to turn Georgia. We're able to turn anything if we come out and vote. You know,
What'd you say, Shelley? If we come out and vote. I'm sorry, go ahead, Lord G.
That he became president, because if we had came out in 2016, there was no way he would have been president.
Right,
but we didn't.
Right.
And we learned. I know some people that have learned from it. I come out and vote every time, but one thing I did learn is I'm not just going to vote for when it comes for the presidential election. I'm going to make sure that I vote all the time.
Every election.
Every election.
Well, I figure if we vote, if we come together, if we vote together collectively now y'all say, well, we haven't seen what Biden done. I'm just waiting to see what he's gonna do for us Black folk. And I don't mean Black folk as we as a collective. I mean us, because there's Chinatown, Hispanics got their own stuff, but every time Blacks want to do something, it's always we included with everybody else. So I'm like, well, what about reparations? They still got that on the table, but I'm not saying, like I'm just gonna sit here and wait for reparations. No, I'm still gonna do what I gotta do, but in the process of, okay, that still needs to be talked about. But they act like they scared to talk about it, scared to bring it to the table. When he talks to them so-called, that phone call, whatever that got sent out about how he talked to them, those old school political, those old school grassroots, when that video came out or when that voice came out, the way he talked to them, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? Like, they're not saying nothing? Like, why is he talking to them like that? I couldn't understand it. They wasn't speaking up for themselves, but the way that he talked to them made me think, oh, he got voted in, so now he just gonna talk to them the way that he wants to. I'm like, no. I said, so
is this Biden or I didn't hear this.
Biden.
This was Biden or
yeah, I'm trying
that was Biden. Yes, this video audio was leaked out that he was talking to some of the old school, the grassroots people back in the day.
Would you like the Good Old Boys Network kind of thing? Hi, Gabriel. What's
he was talking. Yeah, he was talking to the Black people, which was NAACP. It was a couple of two or three other ones, and the things that he was saying to them, he knew he made a statement that we gonna have to work with the Mexicans, that his race was not gonna be they becoming extinct or whatever. So we got to get along and work with the Hispanics. But the way he was talking to them in the tone, it was like, wait, what? Like, they not saying nothing? Like, so because I kind of been following, ever since when you guys are talking about it and I listened, and I wasn't into politics. I never was, didn't care. So I started listening, taking in what everybody's saying, but doing my own research. And that's how I found out, like, you know what? Like, this dude, yeah, he might be in, but like the last time we had the conversation and you guys were saying, well, you guys see what he gonna do, still got to give him. I'm thinking like, okay, so far, not what he's doing, is how he's talking to them. Like, okay, now you gonna talk to them like that?
But you know what, Chris? I wasn't standing in line to definitely pull my handle for Biden. He was not my preliminary pick. But at the end of the day, I think you have to ask yourself, what was my alternative?
Right.
I know unequivocally, without any doubt at all, Biden was better than the alternative, which was 4 years of Trump. Or is someone going to descend and reach down in politics and help the little Black man? No. Never, ever, ever. Jesus Christ will return and reach down and pick up and help the Black man. But that's never going to happen. So what we have to do is to decide that we live in a world that is, or a country that is governed by these rules. And how can we most effectively play those advantages to get the best that we can get?
So what I've been looking at and doing is, okay, like each one of us, it's us, our families, we have to take care of home first. So, like what you just saying, there was no other choice. It's like they told you who to vote for.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like, well, wait a minute, like they still in control, they still in power, they still got us as slaves because they still telling you, nigga, you gonna vote for who I say you gonna vote for.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did because
primary, Chris. No,
you had a
if
choice.
you voted in the
You
primary,
said you had a choice.
There were 12 of them guys. There was 12
in the
of them.
primary.
And you could pick in the primary who you wanted to vote for. I voted for Buttigieg in the primary.
You ready for who?
And he didn't make it.
Who?
But at the point,
Who was that, Lori?
I voted for Pete Buttigieg in the primary. And he didn't make it. But what happens is that when it's down to the last two candidates and it's Democrat and Republican, yes, the Democratic Party is going to say, you have no choice but to vote the Democratic ticket.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, guys. But look,
I don't see that. I don't see that like that. I voted. I didn't vote for neither one of them.
Or we could not vote at all. We could vote for somebody else. We could vote for Kanye. We could vote for whoever. But
so what I'm saying is, I understand what you're saying about that part of it. So moving forward, looking at if he's going to be the type of person that I think he's going to be, then us as a collective, we see how much power we got. It's time to start using that power as a collective to do something different. Because if COVID and we have never seen this time, it's time for us to start doing something different so they can see what they never seen from us coming this time.
And what would that
be? What would be an example of that, Chris?
So the example is when I listen to grassroots and how they're coming together and how I'm reading Powernomics right now. So when I listen to the grassroots or read and research, they're coming together as a collective, and it's for each one that knows someone to tell someone, like how I'm expressing that if they want your vote, what are they giving you? So there is, like, I went back and read over Ice Cube's plan because when we first talked about it, I hadn't seen it, I hadn't read it, I saw nothing. I didn't understand it. Some things I said, okay, well, that makes sense. Not everyone agreed with what he was doing. I didn't really care, didn't know. I figured he was all about his own self. But the people who helped him get that together, I kind of researched them to see who they were and what they did. And so when I found out about the Powernomics and Dr. Anderson and Dr. Watkins, then that made me say, okay, well, they got some knowledge, they got some sense. So I'm gonna keep going that route and seeing exactly what they're trying to do. They're not trying to tell people, oh, you need to stop doing this and do this. They telling you to make your own choice, but in the process, it's black because they're not looking out for us. I can see that already.
So how do
I endure that?
People, Chris, so how do we get those people in the position of power? How do we do that?
Right. And how do we make the transition?
How they express it is not getting a person in position of power. It's we are in the position of power. They're not looking to get one person in power. They're looking at us coming as a collective and we are the power. Okay. They're not saying, oh, well, this one person needs to be in power. They're not saying that. What they're saying is, so right now I'm reading the books, Powernomics, and the more information that I get, I read, I'm here to, at least get that part known. So I'm still researching, I'm still reading and still seeing what's going on. I don't have all of that right now, but I am reading it and trying to find out, what's happening, what's going on.
Right. And so I think we all owe it to our own selves to get that knowledge and to understand whatever it is that we need to understand as far as the power of our people. But the one thing I'm going to tell you As long as there is a president, whether he's black, white, Asian, green, yellow, or whomever, as long as there is a president, not everybody is going to be happy. And every single race and every single group is going to say, what can you do for me?
Mm-hmm.
And when you are the
Well,
president,
if you take a look at it, every other group is getting stuff but us.
what
Mm-hmm.
is stuff? What's stuff?
Like, what do you mean?
You got immigrants that come over here and they get everything and they're not even over here. They get more than what we get now. Well, those who are not, some of us are well off, so we don't have to worry about that. But there's some that are not well off. They can't even get half of what the immigrants get that come over here. Some of us
Right.
don't even have health care.
I
You
just
have all this gentrification that then came on because we didn't know no better. So they slipped in on us and took it away. You know, I didn't have no family members that had like property and all this stuff. I can only go by what I've seen other people that have went through that or have been in certain areas that I was reared in, and go back and like, geez, what happened?
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I don't know, guys.
Tanya,
So
you
that's
say something.
What are you thinking?
what are you gonna say, Tanya?
no, I was just saying that I just don't think that historically presidency is an exchange for anything. You know, the president is supposed to be universal and because so if you're looking at it from a black approach, which I don't look through that lens a lot, and that may be controversial, but I don't. If any president should have been able to do something for us, it was Obama. If any president should have been able to do something for the Black community, you would have thought it was Obama. But the president has to take consideration of the nation, and they really have no power. So that's why Shelley was saying that it's the vote before the presidency, it's the vote every 2 years, it's those votes that make those decisions. And somewhere along that continuum, those people in those positions made the vote for those people.
Correct.
I understand that. Yes.
In place for us, and still for some reason, when Blacks are in race, like Kamala, you know, I'm really interested to see how much power she's actually going to have as the vice president, because at the end of the day, she's Black, and I'm speaking as a Black woman who's in leadership.
Correct.
At the end of the day, it's a game that you play and you only can get so far. I mean, there's the spiritual side of it always that can trump anything, right? But when we're talking about universally, I don't think presidency has never been an exchange for what you can do for a race.
Right.
I think that's
and I think you got to also look, like you say, at what mayor are you picking? What congressman are you picking? Correct. What senator are you picking? Because these are the people who are sitting at the lobbyist table, right? Correct. Who are making the policies, who are pushing the things through. These are the people who are in the communities. Correct. They know the city of Compton, right? They know the city of Inglewood. They know the city of Long Beach, right? They know what social programs you need. They know what nationalities and ethnicity geographically are suffering more than others. Correct. So that's when Shelley C says, hey, what I learned was to vote more than just every 4 years. I get powernomics and, let's rise up as a people and let's do all of these other things. But it's oftentimes easier to fit into a model that is going to allow you to flow within that structure, instead of like the stupid Trump followers that storm the castle. Correct. Because believe me, if we as a collective, people of color, were the ones that were breaking through that Capitol, they'd be lots and lots of dead bodies.
Lots of bloodshed.
Lots and lots of dead bodies. So I don't think our answer is
we wasn't gonna do that no way. We are a different type of people. We are not hardly nothing like how they act. Like they the ones who started all that type of mess.
Yeah,
anything that we do that.
Chris, I don't think that's true, that Black people wouldn't have done it. if they thought they had the same free range as everybody else, there's a segment in every race that are extremists.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we know that we never could do that, Tanya. I don't even think we would even form groups that way because we know what's going to happen.
Yeah, because we
After the Panthers.
Look at us. Look,
Yeah,
going to go down there and storm over something ain't got. I mean, they killing our people, and did we ever go out there and start? I mean, what did they do?
But you know what's
What
so
did they
funny?
do?
I found out that in order to do a protest at the Capitol, you have to get a permit.
A permit.
They knew
That
that
was
this
that
stuff was
down.
happening
That was
way
all
before.
staged down there. Yes, all that stuff down there was.
But I
Them going down there.
Everything was
That
staged.
was all. That was staged.
Well, the arrests are coming in pretty good on them. You know, I've been noticing,
Right.
and they're being arrested. They've been found. These people, the brazenness, you know, because I think the reality is there's still a population of people who's just not going to have it. You know what I mean? There's still some really good people out there, you know, and it's going to be interesting to see how the rest of this week plays out. You know, will
I think
these
the
people
way
really
our
enforce?
system is designed is that no one person is going to have power by themselves. Even though, for example, Biden is the president, there's only so much Biden can do. That's why there was so much of a fight for those two positions in Georgia. That's why Obama had so many problems. We had the community saying, okay, we have a black man in power. What is he going to do for us? But nobody realized that everything that Obama tried to bring, as you know, even they're trying to bring down Obamacare. They're trying to take away care from people who are really needed. But everything Obama tried to bring, they stopped it. McConnell stopped it. That's why they wanted to make sure we got Georgia, because if the Democrats didn't get Georgia, everything he could try to do as much as he wanted to, reparations, whatever he wanted to for Black people. But Biden would not be able to do that without having other people in positions of power. So when people say that, when they say, oh, Obama didn't do nothing for us, or Biden didn't do nothing for us, or what is he going to do? You have to understand, just because he's the president, that doesn't mean he has as much power as you think he does. The way our democracy is designed is to not give no one that much power. That's why we are not, Trump was not able to do all the things he really, because that much power, most of us would be dead right now with Trump.
Exactly. We all those Blacks would be dead if that was the case. Yes, that is exactly right.
Constantly looking at this man saying, what can you do for us? But it's not just one man. It's not.
Well,
Girl, you have on mute,
you got time to tell. Time will tell.
Well, since that's a good point, Shelley, but let me ask you this opinion. Do you think because we put Biden and Harris in a good position, do you think that they're going to accomplish a lot of things? You know?
I think that they're going to try. I'm not going to say for any certain race, because we have different races. Everybody's looking for what they can do for us. But what I'm saying is, I think they're better in a position. I think Kamala can relate to me more than anybody can. I don't think there's ever been a vice president.
I'm going to tell you, and I agree with you, Shelley, but I'm going to tell you what I think. I think because Biden knows that we are the ones who put him in office, and him having Kamala on his side, I think he is going to be the first one that really focuses on Black people. He's going to do a lot for us. Why?
I think he's trying. I think, and the fact that all of his panel, all of the people that he's picking is not just white, which has historically been that he's made some historical picks. So yes, I think what he's trying to accomplish, I don't know. That's just what I think. I think what he's trying to accomplish is a lot better than any of the presidents that have been in that office. Maybe not compared to Obama, but like I said, I think the way that he has made his cabinet, at least he's trying to make his cabinet look like America. Not.
I think the thing is, I believe his hands will be full just trying to restore dignity and honor back to that office. I don't think Trump's decisions were, and this is just my conspiracy theory, right? I don't think a lot of the decision making that Trump did was motivated through the lines of racism
No.
because that's how he exists in the world. I think it was motivated through the lines of dictatorship, but he realized strategically if he aligned himself with racist, if he aligned himself with white supremacy, that part of middle America, that part of the uneducated America would join him and help him through his political agenda.
I can see that.
I can tell you
I can see that.
this, Lori.
Because he's not
When we checked Trump, right?
No, he's not.
All the things that he did, when we fact checked him about Charlottesville and a lot of things, when he was pivoting and giving his answer, or I'm not a racist and there's good on both sides, everything, we always had a thought, is this dude racist? But he would always maneuver out of it and, you know, go back to trying to be a legitimate president. Yeah. But we was never sure. We never pointed a finger and said, this dude is definitely, we didn't say
But you know what, Gerald? He always told you. He told you. He told you. He said, you know, when he was running, he said, I love the uneducated vote. I love that. Because those people will vote the way I tell them.
Right. They'll follow.
Just like he said, I can walk down the middle of Times Square and shoot someone in the head. And my popularity status would not change.
He said walk down Fifth Avenue,
Right, or Fifth Avenue. Do you know what I'm saying? He's been quite open about his agenda. His agenda is I can get dumb, uneducated people to follow me. And so that's
but you know what the reality is, Lord, they're not just dumb and uneducated, because there were a lot of educated, supposed individuals that they're now finding that the FBI want. Have you guys been noticing the FBI wanted shit, Shelly? Have you been seeing?
They sold their soul, Jackie.
You see it? One homegirl, she a business owner in Texas, took a private jet to the get down, and she's texting and talking. Yeah, we're gonna storm it now. We about to do this. She like straight playing like she out of Compton, and I'm like, oh, now she's all, oh, but they got all her deleted shit right about her phone, out of her. Oh, well, I didn't say anything violent. I didn't. No, you did. You said we're about to storm it. We're about to do this now. We're going in here, life or death. We're doing this. I mean, she was straight banging.
There's two types of Trump followers. There's one that sells their soul, meaning I don't care what you do to other people. I don't care how you act. I don't care how ugly you are. I don't care what you do. You could commit murder. You could shed blood. I want you because you make me richer. And the other ones, they're so dumb and stupid and uneducated that don't know that the policies that he's passing does nothing for them. Nothing, but they like how evil he is.
Come out. Satan is running loose. You see him?
But out of that 80 million of them, I would say 50 million of them are racist.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of his followers, and I do agree with you, Tap, but a lot of his followers that he had and that did vote for him, it's showing that he's losing them.
Yeah. He's losing corporate donorships and all types of things
and
now. So people are losing their ties. Yeah. I mean, come on, he just went too far. You know how sometimes you go too far when you're a little kid and you be playing with people and they just take this stuff too far. You be like, okay.
Too far.
Shelly, you know, I know. We've been there together. We've seen people take shit too fucking far. You be like, you know what? This one here.
Right.
I think he just went too far. And some people just kept rolling with him. And then, you know, sometimes when the homie gets to tripping, you be like, Nick, I'm cool, play. I'm going. I'll meet you at the spot. I'm good.
It was like,
like nothing. Right or wrong, Lori G.
He say crazy stuff, but you know what? I got more money in my pocket. I mean, that's how that's logical for them. You know what? He's crazy. He's racist. He say these crazy things, but you know what? I have more money in my pocket.
That's all he did was expose what he just exposed all of these.
We all gotta admit, we all have to admit, that dude is funny as hell. The Donald Trump dance his dance was ridiculous. You know that dance he was doing when he was
doing that fist, yeah.
Oh my God. That was the funniest shit I ever seen in my life. And the look on his face is priceless.
But ladies and gentlemen, I have a question for you guys. Look at us. We went
Jackie, Tanya had a question.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Tanya, you
Go
No,
ahead,
no,
T.
I was just saying, I said, you guys just, let's not let our guards down about this, because I think the reason why they're trying to impeach him at this time is because they know he could run again and win. There's still
Right.
undercurrent there. It wasn't, it's still undercurrent there for him to win. And so, it's going to depend on a lot that happens under Biden. And I'm not particularly a fan for Biden. I like Kamala and stuff like that, but, I know Kamala got her own little shit going on too.
But remember why they're impeaching him. They're not just impeaching him so he cannot run again, Tanya. They're impeaching him for his benefits as well. They're impeaching him so that he doesn't go to retirement. They're impeaching him because he doesn't get that security 24/7 for the rest of his life. They're impeaching him for all of the benefits that a president gets. That's the thing that I feel more passionate about. I don't think he deserves any of those things. You don't deserve the benefit of those because you were not the president of the people. You were the president of the white racist people.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
And
I
that's
agree
where
with that.
people get it mixed up. I think when a person is a president, they're not a president for one race. Unfortunately, I wish they were for the Black people. But unfortunately, they're not the president of one race. And I think that's what we saw with Trump. He's the president of one race, one type of person. You need to be the president for all people. And that means that we're not going to always get what we want. Just like we have 5 children. All of our children want the same thing. One person thinks, oh, I'm the favorite. Oh, she's the favorite, whatever the case may be. No, I am your mama for all 5 of you.
Well,
Well, if somebody could tell me what any president has done for Black people as a whole, I wish somebody would tell me that and show me that so I can go and get some receipts.
If you got one person in there, Donald Trump showed us what a president is like for one people.
Well, I tell you what.
Well, I'm just glad that this is over. It's like a nightmare. I feel like Hills Have Eyes is finally about to come to an end.
Do you think if some of Donald Trump's followers was watching our show right today, they would think we was racist?
Give it down.
Black people can't be racist. If you know what the word racist is,
Yes, you can.
I know, right?
Black people can't be racist.
And
Black people can be
Stevie
Black
Johnson,
people can be racist if they hanging with the white racists.
Yeah. Stevie
and
Johnson
pushing their agenda.
Is asking, what do you say to those who truly believe Trump does have the best interests of Blacks in the workplace? Where they at? Because they're not saying things clearly.
There are some out there who believe that.
Who believe what again now?
I know some that actually believe that Trump has our best interest at heart, because I think their main, pull will be that platinum plan. That would be their main pull. Will be the platinum plan, and those are actually basically more or less in the higher ups that are African American.
Right, they're in that 6-figure bracket. Those are the people that are in this. Again, you sold your soul. That's what I say about those people. Those Black people who think that Trump has their interest. You sold your soul because Trump got more money in your pocket. That's what that is. That homeboy, that the what is his name? The senator from or the governor from North Carolina, because you're in the upper echelon, because you make 6 figures, Trump policies benefited you. So you sold your soul. That's what I say about those Black people.
Stevie says, I have white friends and a few Black friends that say Trump does way more for you, meaning me, than Obama ever had.
Hold on. You have to take into account for the main fact that when Obama was in office, he did not have the Senate majority.
Right.
So literally, anything that he tried to do, Mitch McConnell did the freaking Old Spice body wash, just black, just blocked everything.
But let's.
What was he trying to do?
I'm with Chris on that.
Well, we barely got Obamacare. We barely got that.
Thank God, though. I needed it.
But what else was he trying to? What did he? I mean, if somebody
like, what else was the agenda?
I need to know.
Chris, I can tell you there's a large segment of the Christian population that believes that Trump is a better candidate because he pushes the Christian agenda. There's a huge.
That's those.
They think that Obama led us into Sodom and Gomorrah, pushing the LTBG community and all the stuff that happened, the rainbow on the White House. I mean, when you listen to the Christian dynamics and stuff, you'd be surprised at the things you hear.
Yeah.
But when I hear,
I did. I heard some stuff. I heard some stuff from some Christians, but it was more or less so from the evangelical Christians. It wasn't really from like us.
They said Obama did more for me. I'm not sorry, not Obama. I'm sorry, Trump. Trump did more for me. Yeah, Trump did more for you. But Obama was trying to do something for all people. That's the difference. Yes, because you made 6 figures, he did a hell of a lot for you.
Chris, if you ask me, Chris,
you mean 7 figures.
It don't seem
6,
like you
7,
like
whatever.
too much. It doesn't seem like you like Obama too much.
Who?
I voted for Obama his first term, but I didn't vote for him this second term.
Oh gosh, who did you vote for? If you don't mind.
I didn't vote for nobody.
Oh, you didn't vote for Obama the second term? Why is that?
Because I didn't like what he was pushing.
Because it's her right, it's her right.
I understand. Duh. Yes, I know that. But I just wanted to get indulged into that. I wanted to know why, why.
Yeah,
But you know what? He was my idol. I love that dude, man. He was my idol.
So much you can only please a certain amount of people, and you don't have 100% of the power that most people think you have.
And Michelle Obama was gangster. I love that woman. Okay?
I love her book.
Yeah. And honestly,
book is great.
That's the main thing about the presidency, because people believe that the president has a lot more power than what he actually has. Because the main power is actually in Congress and in the House and Senate, because they are your actual lawmakers. All you do in the executive branch is literally pass and veto, and then your occasional executive orders. Other than that, you literally have nothing.
Now, Chris, let me tell you something that I did hear, and I don't know how it is. I hear that Obama brought a lot of things to the floor that he wanted to do for Black people, but he was not even given the chance to present it. That it was shot down.
Did they say what it was?
No, like I said, I don't know exactly what it was. I heard, because again, you only can hear it from news and media and all of that. But there was a lot of things that Obama tried to bring forth that was shot down before he could even bring it. There's people that are in Congress right now saying there were some things that we were here when Obama wanted to bring this. We were here when Obama wanted to bring that, but it was shot down before we could even bring it to the floor. It was like, no, you can't even bring it to the floor. So people think he has more power, or the president, I should say, has more power than he actually does. There are things that he's going to want to bring to the table. Even Biden might want to bring to the table that might get shut down before you even hear it, because they won't let him bring it to the floor.
I think that this time around, now that the Democrat Party actually has the Senate majority,
it's a possibility.
Right. In fact, there's a better chance that Joe Biden will actually be able to get more things done.
Push through.
There were some of the senators. The one from the Democrat, I think her name is Amy Gorbachev. I can't say her name.
Gorbachev.
She said there was a lot of policies that she stood behind and loved that Obama had, but they shot it down before he could even bring it to the floor. Like the things that she heard that he wanted to do, he couldn't even bring it to the floor. They shot it down, McConnell and all of the Republicans. So that's the stuff behind the scenes that we're not able to even see or hear.
You even got people that have been in Congress for about 40 years, since during the days of John F. Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
That's too
They probably need to
old.
retire. They probably need to retire. Yeah.
Let's just say, for example, let's just say, for example, Chris and everybody, let's just say Biden says, I want to talk about reparations. I want to give reparations to some of the people who have had ancestors with in slavery, or some of the Black people. Congress can say, oh no, that can't even be brought to the floor. You wouldn't even know that. The only the senators would know that. They could just say, no, I don't even think that's up for discussion. If there's enough people that vote that says that you can't even bring that up for discussion, you would never even know that that was on his plan.
True. Guys, I have a question. You mentioned Kanye West.
Who, me?
Which sparked my celebrity news catch up, right?
Yes.
What you got going in celebrity gossip for us, Shelly C?
Girl, where you want to start?
Hey, at the beginning.
Okay, so we can talk about Dre a little bit. I know that's been a sore spot, but we don't have Tap here. Tap likes to weigh in, and we get his feathers ruffled a little bit when we talk about Dre and Nicole.
Wait for Big Tap on that. What y'all think about that?
Yeah.
Only fair,
He was hospitalized with a brain aneurysm, you guys, which was really sad. And Tanya can probably contest to this, that there's a lot of people that don't make it out of that. It gets
out of having a brain aneurysm. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Half of the people, if I'm not mistaken, Tanya, I was reading statistics, but half of the people, and she could chime in on this, but half of the people that get a brain aneurysm, some of them don't even come out like 100% or even make it alive from experiencing a brain aneurysm. And so while he was,
I have a sister that didn't make it.
Yeah.
I have a sister that didn't make it from that.
Oh, sorry.
Tanya, is that correct? Like half of the people that get them, they don't really make it out.
The mortality is really the mortality rate is really high on that, but sometimes you end up having a stroke, or you can end up being paralyzed, and there's a lot of negative sequelae to that. But I try to stay, even though he's just fortunate that his body was able to sustain him. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, so he came out of ICU, and he did send a message out to his fans and telling them that he's okay. And then, so sadly, while he was in the hospital, somebody tried to break in his house knowing that he's in the hospital, which I think is
and as if he was going to leave his security wide open. You know what I'm saying? His house is still secure.
Yeah,
Not house, is Disneyland. It looks like freaking Neverland. Have you seen the shit? Dre ain't playing. I'm like straight out of Compton for real.
They couldn't get in it. They couldn't get
it.
But one of the things I think Tanya missed, because she was last week, that we talked about
security in Capitol.
Dre wrote a $2 million check from his
that part right there.
To say, here, take this until April, to our next divorce hearing. Take this $2 million. I'll still take care of where your mama live in her house, because he was taking care of her mother where she lived. He still paid the rent or whatever note where she lives. And he said, but I'm not paying for your security, and I'm not paying for your lawyers. So you take this $2 million to us, and I'll see you in April. So, but one of the things that came out just recently is that she said that he held a gun to her head twice in their marriage.
I heard that he's yeah, and that she didn't talk about it then because she was too afraid to talk about it, and now she has the courage to do so. So I don't know what's going on with Mr. Young there. What is your take, Rashid?
Do you guys believe it? Rashid, what's your take on it?
I feel like this sounds like it's like part 3 or 4 or 5 of the Me Too movement, where you just making yourself look like the victim. But what I will want is that, if there are video cameras within that vicinity, where's the actual video proof? Where's the actual evidence?
Okay, Rashid, so I have a question for you.
Okay.
Dr. Dre strikes me as a smart person that would not make sure that shit was not on camera. That's number one. Number two, I know people, and my daughter works for a domestic violence center, by the way. There are some people that are in such fear, and they're in that marriage with that person, that they're afraid to even speak of it. And the
Okay.
only way
And
that
it
she
does happen.
ever had the courage, probably, I'm just saying, think about this. Once you are out from under that person's thumb, or once you're away from that person and you have your own security that you hire, you have your own lawyers. Now that this is public, you have the courage to say, this is what really happened to me. I was afraid. This person had power. This person had money. I didn't really know that I could speak out then. Now I have the courage, and I've had the counseling to speak up now. And I can tell you that Dre is smart enough not to have that shit on camera.
I think he did it.
Said from his bed to go on ahead and give her that $2 million, and then when I feel better in a couple of months, we will revisit this.
Yes.
Would you think?
Yeah, but I think also, and this may not be a favorable statement, but I do also think that she knew who she was marrying when she married him. And
Oh,
there's
definitely.
a lot of women and that was not the first time he was violent with her. And but right now it's about building her case, right? It's
Right.
also about building her case too. I think she put up with a lot of shit, and she knew who he was. And Dre was
It's true.
Michelle,
It's
back
true.
in the day then, as we kind of had a little chat about. So more power, more money, more control, I'm sure, but it was okay as long as she could have a $30,000 shopping bill. The clothes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right,
Maybe it
but
was never okay. Maybe she was afraid. Maybe it was her children. Maybe she did it for some reasons that we will never
right,
understand.
right, and so that's the other thing is if the children were actually in the house, like they can be your actual testimonial witnesses to these
Correct.
allegations that that are being pushed forward, because we're dealing we're not dealing with the court of law
Hmm.
where evidence basically trumps everything, where you have to actually prove without a reasonable doubt that he did such things.
Hmm.
You have to be able to prove that.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
agree.
She may be able to do
You
that if
also
she's
need to
coming
look at
across papers.
Say that again, Lori.
I was saying also too, though, you have to look at past character, as Tanya said, right? I'm not saying if he did or he didn't pull a gun on her, but based on how he had lived previously, that's not out of a realm of possibility. And
But
oftentimes when people pull guns on you, it's not a public display that
right.
everyone in your household would necessarily see. They could have been in their bedroom in bed and he pulled a gun on her, you
Correct.
know?
Correct. Correct, Lori.
From our Facebook, hello, Facebook listeners. We have Chucky Jones in the house tonight, but he was agreeing with you, Tanya, in the fact that, Dr. Dre does have a history and has been known to hit on women. That, well, again, we know the story spoken from Michelle and her time with him, but I'm not saying he did do it or he didn't do it, but
Right.
something changed him to decide to go in ahead and comply with that first order, Shelley. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's a come to Jesus moment,
Right.
or I really did some of these things and I don't want them to come out, or it's just the right thing to do because this is California. This is how the law works. This is what I gave, the lifestyle I gave her. And yes, based on those laws in the state of California, whether it's male or female, whoever would be in that role with regard to pulling the larger paycheck, that's the person who's going to most likely have to write the check. So I think maybe that is I just think it's very ironic that now that you're hospitalized, you're willing to give her
Right.
the money.
Or
Right.
maybe, or maybe he just wanted peace.
That part. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't want to see
You
you,
know,
bro. Here, take this shit.
right.
I
Because
don't
I
want.
got to heal. And so let me just, you go on over there with that. That should keep
I'll
you
still
cool,
take care
you
of
and
your
your mama. And then I got to get my mind right, literally.
to fight your ass. Yeah, that's
You never know the stress he may be under, and he may be saying that this whole situation contributed to his hospitalization, right? And at some point, like, fuck,
And that can be brought up in court.
Absolutely.
Because
Right.
he was saying that this whole thing is costing too much money. Like, let's just get this done. He was saying that prior to the aneurysm. But back to the part where we know who we're dealing with. Yes, you do. There's a sickness. There is a sick people on the average. People go back to their abusers 8 times on an average. They leave and they come back on an average of 8 times. So yes, she probably knew. He probably was showing his best self. He probably didn't raise a hand for years. But the true person does come out later. And what do? When you fall in love to all kinds of things.
And I
Well,
think
that's very true.
also when you're younger too, I think, and I can just say this as a young woman again to a marriage, I think that love can change things or you can change things, and there's certain things that you see about people and you still move forward with it. You know what I mean? And you think in the sake of love, especially women, we think we can love a man through anything.
Right. Or we can change them through anything, especially when we're young. When we are not experienced, we
By
think.
the time you have kids, I think Lori and I were having a brief comment. By the time you have kids, a house, and all these other commitments,
Yes.
You try to make a decision to fight for whatever that looks like.
Right.
And so, it's not really, it's the reality of the life we live in
Mhm.
as women. And it's just, hopefully this shit gets settled, because it's like most shit keep coming up. And the more his money is invested, the more stress he's gonna get into, because he's not used to not having that type of control over his money.
Bloodthirsty attorneys are going to make, because they got to get their big fat cut too. So
yeah, because honestly, if I honestly think the more that she drags this out, the more money he bleeds out.
Right.
yeah, that's just the way the game
Well,
goes.
she is an attorney, so she
She
understands.
knows what she's doing.
She
Right.
knows what she's doing.
We will see how this plays out, ladies and gentlemen. Shelly, see, I don't know. I know that keeps you pretty busy just on that one topic alone, more or less.
Just on that one topic alone, but there's some gossip about Kim and Kanye. They've been living separate lives.
But did you hear, dog, that Kim is kicking it
Divorce.
with Van Jones, my G? Did you see that?
Van Jones.
With Van Jones. Kim Kardashian and Van Jones.
Make your head pop off.
She also got a whole new look. I was like,
Did you
wait.
see that?
I was like, wait, who is this?
You got
Big
a
up-
sweet
big ups to old heads.
Van Jones and Kim Kardashian.
Van Jones, she getting her feet all up in the criminal justice situation, and that
Yes,
money she
she
got
is.
and taking
Wow.
it out. So she said she gonna go to the top brother in the CNN get down. Now, the question is they gonna hootie wink him like all the other black men they hootie wink and ended up toe up from the floor, because they be putting the root on these on these dudes, man.
I mean,
They don't never be the same after them chicks get done with these dudes. You be like, where is your mama at?
You had what was that? Bruce Jenner.
Yeah, he is a feet. He just did the flip flop.
He a female now. You got James Harden.
I don't know what the fuck happened to him.
Drove him out of his mind. Drove him to Brooklyn.
Yep. Right. Kanye, he don't even know who the fuck he is no more. You know what I'm
Kanye, he
saying?
just went insane.
Lamar Odom.
He just a piece of.
Lamar Odom, he went to crack.
There you go.
Um,
Van Jones, look out. Proceed with caution.
Van, run, Van, run.
Chris Humphries, we have not seen him.
No, we haven't.
Oh, that guy pray for
Humphries,
me.
we have not
Those
seen
jokes.
him.
Those all jokes.
Tristan Thompson, what happened to him? Is he still in the
Well,
NBA?
Google says that they're best friends.
Oh, her and Van are best friends?
And they have been for years. But there is some gossip that she may be turning it more into friendship, since her and Kanye are on the splits.
And she going through this whole shit with justice. And who else would you? I mean, it was a clear and easy play, right? You go
right, because
just drive the line to the big, the top brother in the get down.
And then there's some gossip that Kanye is messing with Jeffree Star. Y'all know who Jeffree Star is?
Okay, hold on.
That's a trans dude.
Hold on.
Boy?
Who?
That's a boy?
That's the vignette, Lori G.
That's a he she.
That's the flip flop vignette. Low key.
It's the flip flop.
That's the inside
I've
out.
been wanting to bring Jeffree Star to the chat for a minute.
Who is
Jeffree Star
Jeffree
actually
Star? Let me
denied the
Google that.
allegations.
Because you know he a little scandalous.
Right,
Okay.
right. But Jeffree Star did deny those allegations. But what he did say is that there were other rappers in his DMs.
His DMs. What?
Sorry,
Yeah,
in
I'm gonna
her
have to
DMs.
take over.
Well,
I'm
in
gonna have to
its
drive and bring that to the forefront in our next show. But Jeffree Star is a person that is a world-renowned makeup artist. He's very famous on YouTube, but he's also been known to be prejudiced, and he said some very racist things in his past. But it seems that he's been with a couple of brothers and pictures with a couple of brothers that he kind of turned out. So,
And
Okay,
Kanye
so
was
what was his positioning? Is he going in or receiving?
he is receiving.
He
He's
probably a bottom. He probably just a strong bottom.
bottom.
Look at Gerald is weak in the corner. I just don't know.
Lori
I
looks
don't
He will
know.
forever be a
I
bottom.
am Googling to see Jeffree Star. I don't know who that is.
Hold on.
Jackie.
Please,
Hold
somebody,
on.
please do.
Hold on.
Poor Tank, he about to faint.
Let me see who that is.
Jeffree Star was with that other young rapper. Who was that?
Let's see.
We're gonna pull it up, guys.
So
Hold
he
on.
was with a
Who is he?
basketball star that left his girlfriend and baby
Oh my
Yeah.
for
god.
Jeffree Star.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Hold on. Lori, give me permission real quick.
I've given you
Rashid,
permission.
can you please put up a picture of Jeffree Star?
Yes, I shall. I shall put up multiple pictures.
And him with the basketball person. There's
Oh.
Jeffree.
Are you serious?
There he is on the bottom right with the basketball star that left his girlfriend and baby.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Looking at this picture, I don't believe none of that.
None of it, huh?
None of it.
A hoax, Gerald. This is all a hoax. This is
It's
a
a
bad
hoax.
dream.
Jeffrey, he's
You don't
doing
have
what
eyes, person.
Do you think he's
he's
trying to make
doing what
you think he's
Jeffree Star is doing what they all do. They make it up to make people believe that they want they freaky behind. Don't nobody want them.
see the one in the middle? That's his original boyfriend. See in the middle? That's his original boyfriend right there. There
That
he
one?
Yep.
See,
And then the black guy right there was a basketball star that left his girlfriend and baby for Jeffree.
Oh, who was a basketball star?
Right there in the middle. Oh, wait,
Seriously?
wait.
Get a big picture of that black guy.
See with the tattoos? The brother with the tattoos. With the
He
He
ain't
was
no
a basketball star?
He
yeah.
ain't no basketball star.
He
I
left
never
his
seen him
girlfriend.
before in my life.
What's his
Who you
name?
play for?
I don't know.
Boyfriend to look less racist.
They don't even got no name on it.
He not even. No, I'm thinking Andre.
Ex-boyfriend Andre Marhold.
Andre Marhold.
That's a
This
rental
dude is
boyfriend. That's a rental boyfriend.
Oh.
What?
Jeffree-
Oh!
He's a designer. Designer. What is he? Yikes! Be nice, right?
Jeffree Star is disgusting.
Okay, you
Never
guys
heard of
are
this
just.
person. Oh my goodness.
And so this is allegedly Kanye's new love
Okay.
interest.
Yes. Okay. Andre Marhold.
But Jeffree Star denied it though.
Excuse me. He's an international basketball player. Tap.
Oh, okay.
Okay, he's international. He's an international basketball star who left his girlfriend and newborn baby for Jeffree.
That's disgusting.
Well, obviously
Well,
it didn't work out because
And
now Jeffree's with Kanye.
That she didn't.
No, he's not.
Why
No, he's
doing
not.
it.
You don't think so?
No, he's
You
not.
don't think so, Rashid?
Jeffree Star already denied it on Instagram.
He
Denied
did.
Yeah. He already denied that.
Ah.
But he
Jeffree
did
Star-
admit to other rappers being in his DMs.
Oh wait.
but Rashid, you know, denial is what we all do.
Right. But come on now. Even Jeffree Star knows that trying to start rumors with Kanye, that ain't the way.
Yeah, he did
Right.
say unless he's going to, I guess he's going to Sunday service is what he said. He said, "Oh, I guess I'm going to Sunday service."
Has Kanye West come up with a statement defending himself?
Nothing.
You said defending himself
Hold on. Well,
or promoting himself. Let's see
Right.
what it says. Where did the Kanye
probably-
West and
he
Jeffree
probably
start
think-
dating?
hold on.
He probably figured.
Oh,
I don't have to
my
even defend myself. If anybody thought that, I ain't got to defend myself
Hold on.
behind that. That's
Hold on.
ridiculous.
We're
Hold
talking
on.
It's ridiculous. What you
Hold
say,
on.
Chris?
Here you go.
Oh, wow.
Yikes Radio. YikesRadio.com. Go ahead.
Here you go.
Ah.
So yesterday, Jeffree Star posted a scandalous selfie feeding rumors about his alleged affair with Kanye West around the same time that violent Trump supporters were storming the Capitol. At the time, the internet was like, "Not now, girl." The day began with the news that Kim Kardashian West and Kanye West are reportedly heading for divorce after 6 years, but since that day included an insurrection, made no apologies for not having the bandwidth of 2021's most insane rumor yet. But if you're just catching up, let us rot your brain with yesterday's fourth biggest news. Here are the internet's fed the rumors about Jeffree Star and Kanye West having an ongoing affair and where the hell it came from in the first place.
What?
What do we have to blame?
So who do we got to blame? There this rumor that Kanye was cheating on Kim Kardashian West with a male beauty guru came from within the influencer community itself. The culprit is TikToker Ava Louise, known for being an online nuisance and exaggerating the truth to go viral. She's also the influence behind last year's coronavirus challenge parody, where she licked an airplane toilet. On Wednesday, she posted a TikTok saying a lot of people in the scene, have known about the affair. I can't say who, because he'll sue me, hint, hint, but it's part of the reason Kanye is so religious now. It's his self-hatred. No, the reason that he was religious was after his mom died. But like, I mean, he literally lost his mind after his mom died. So just get that straight.
Wow, people.
That's been interesting. I don't know. That's just what happened. We shall see. I guess more will unfold down the trough here. But Shelly C, ladies of the chat, Tanya, Michelle, Chris, Gerald, and Lori.
That's not a good look.
What?
That's not a good look. That's not a good look.
Oh my God, how recent is this, people?
That's not a good look.
Rashidi,
What?
long ago.
It just happened.
That was January 6th, 8:09 a.m.
Tonight?
January 6th. January 6th, 2021, 8:09 a.m. at Kanye West last night was so fun. Boo. XO.
Oh my goodness.
And it has
YikesRadio.com. This is what we do.
I'm ready for Jesus.
I'm ready for Sunday service. Let's get it in. Get it in, get it on.
God.
Back and forth.
The Kardashian West clan has initiated the divorce in general and the insurrection taking place in the behest of their president.
This is way too much for me to
That was a
digest.
trouble. I know.
Silent. That's how.
Hold on. Jeffree Star addressed the rumors in a new vlog on January 7th, in which he's mostly just surprised at the whole thing. I'm single. I'm not sleeping with anybody. This is so weird. As he went on, he backed up his claim with a reason. Let me just say this one time for any news outlet. I like very tall men, which, okay, me and Kanye have never hung out, and this whole thing is very funny. So I guess if this is the start of my new year, Happy New Year. Star also spoke about his move to Wyoming, where he'll be living for half a year while keeping his California residence. It's amazing here. It is the least populated state in all of America. Fact check is true. He also added that he would be opening a product fulfillment center in the state, which is kind of explains where
I think he just wants the gossip.
Where he made that donation, because honestly, he lives. I believe he lived for the gossip because he made a $25,000 donation to a local Wyoming children's charity.
Like I said, that's the rumor, but Jeffree like in the news because he's got he makes a lot of money on his makeup line though. His makeup line is pretty, but a lot of people don't like to support it because he's made some racist statements in the past.
Wow.
So a lot of Black female gurus do not like to buy his makeup or follow him.
Gee, we've said it all here on the show. I know, right? We've said it all here on the Poetry of Justice show.
That woke me up. What in the world?
Rosina woke you up.
You're like, Shelly, what the hell? You know you, Shelly. See, what
I'm
the
trying to
hell?
bring Jeffrey to y'all because Jeffrey is active.
No. Do not bring him into
Do
it.
not
Don't
bring
you?
Jeffrey. Like,
When
no.
he said Kanye, I said, hold up, wait a minute now. I got
Oh
to
my
bring this
gosh.
to the chat to see what people think.
Oh my goodness gracious. Well, I got something for you guys before we outro. I got a little bit of a situation and I wanted to get everybody's input on it.
Uh-oh.
Right? The scenario goes as follows. Patricia and Marley have been married for 7 years. The couple met online on a popular social media network.
Mm-hmm.
After 3 months of an intense online relationship, the two decided to meet in person to confirm their passions for one another.
Mm-hmm.
Shortly after, the two were married. But now, 7 years later, there seems to be trouble. Marley has suspicions that Patricia is seeing someone else. Her behavior has completely changed. She has not been as attentive to him or their marriage. Marley begins investigating his wife, only to learn she has been participating in a sordid affair. And that's not all. Patricia's lover is threatening blackmail and an attack on Patricia and Marley's marriage. You are Marley in this situation. How do you proceed, Mr. Tapper?
Well, I wonder why you picked me. But
Damn.
listen, now I'm assuming that from what I just heard, let's get this straight. His wife is seeing a woman, right?
No.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yes, Shelly.
Okay.
Yes. So Patricia's seeing another woman.
His wife is seeing a woman, and that happened to
got
me.
a girlfriend.
Oh, man.
But tell you what I'm gonna do. I am going to tell her, listen, I am very upset. I can't believe you did this to me. But if you and your whoever don't, if we don't do a threesome, then I'm not taking you back. But if we do a threesome, I'll forgive you.
I knew you was gonna say that. I could hear it. I could hear it in your voice.
Okay? If we do a threesome, I'll forgive you. But if you don't do that threesome, see you later. You cheat. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, that's horrible. Chris Fisher, what are you thinking? What would you do? You're Marley. You did all this investigating and you find out Patricia is in a sordid affair with another woman and to learn that this woman is just about to launch an attack by blackmail on your marriage.
Is she about to blackmail? She's about to wait.
Chris is laughing.
Wait, she's about to blackmail who? You talking about the lover is about to blackmail?
Yes. So Patricia,
a woman.
Yes, the side piece is about to blackmail the main piece.
Correct.
Okay, but he already know.
By his own investigations,
Yeah, he
right?
did his own little private
okay.
investigation.
And then a part of this, he learned that this has been going on. And for all intents and purposes, so she was about to, kind of blow out their thing because she, the other woman, is, wants more and more of Patricia's time. And Patricia, again, we've talked about it. She's just been spending so much time with this other woman.
Well,
do he know? Wait, Tab. Do she know that he knows? Did he tell her he knew?
No.
Okay. So if I was him, I wouldn't say nothing right now. I'd wait until she get ready to blackmail her. If she knew, well, how he know that? How he knew that that's just, he don't know that. He don't know that she about to get blackmailed.
Investigator.
Yeah, he just looked it up. You see what I'm saying? He's doing
the
his
investigator.
Research.
Okay, the investigator told him that. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I'd let that play out.
You just kind of let it play out.
Yep, I'd be pissed off, but I'd let it play out.
What about you, Tanya Michelle? Would you approach? If you're Marley, are you going to approach Patricia? Are you going to let her know how you feel? Or do you just try to let this whole scenario play out, see what she does? Some people go ahead with it, Tanya.
I probably would approach.
Like I did, approach.
That's what I'm thinking. I probably would approach because this is a married couple. We don't have nobody come in trying to destroy our shit for whatever reason, and we don't get ahead of it. And I would just probably approach it.
Okay. Lori G, what about you?
Well, I want to share some responses that I got from my Facebook question I put out there to see what people would be thinking about. So some of our listeners said that Marley should talk to his wife and see if she wants an open marriage.
Go ahead.
If so, then he needs to see if he's okay with it and then allow it. It's better than a man being her lover. It can even lead to a swinger type of thing.
Oh my.
So what do you guys think about open marriages and swinging?
That was Tap's cousin.
But like Tap said, huh?
I mean, there's also the fact that it's like, for a guy, it could be a blow to his ego. Like, you cheated on me with another woman?
Or Rashid, it could be a scenario where he feels no one went inside his lady.
Nah, some tools definitely went inside.
Well, that should have made his self-esteem go down. Like, okay, you ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing, so his self-esteem should be real low.
I'm thinking.
That don't mean they didn't go.
I'm thinking.
You know what? We're assuming that he cheated because it was sexual, and women are emotional. It could have been the emotional connection that turned sexual.
I still believe
that's true.
There's
I'm gonna show. I'm gonna show. Her.
He said, "I'm gonna show her."
I said, "I'm gonna show her emotional, all right, when I get a hold of that lover that she's with. I'm gonna show her emotion. Check this emotion out, baby. You want to this woman? I'm gonna find out what she got that you ain't got. Why you cheating with her? What I ain't got? Yeah. Now if she start pulling out some toys, then I might back up. Then you know what I mean?
But Tap, how you know she want that? Maybe she don't want that. Maybe she just want her.
I like
you know why? I'm gonna tell you this much. I wouldn't understand that because that game right there, I'm nice with that too. So I don't know why that would happen.
Because I'm just saying, maybe the girl that she's cheating with don't like the male parts. Maybe I'm just saying.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, if that's the case,
or how do you feel with her? If you know what I'm saying, how we don't know her preference.
That's true. Hey, another comment that we had says that Marley needs to call her out on cheating.
Right.
Man or woman, it's never okay to cheat. A woman is really even worse because it is emotionally cheating. He should not cater to the threat about blackmailing and should get ahead of the drama if he is high up in his field and feels he's going to be blackmailed. So that's another confirmation.
Wait,
you know what's crazy?
Wait, he was the one getting blackmailed because the lover found out he knew and he was the one getting blackmailed?
It doesn't really say who's being blackmailed. I don't know.
Patricia, Lori. Patricia was going to be blackmailed by her female lover.
All I can say,
it was good planning to take all the information to Marley, but Marley discovered it through his own investigation.
Yeah, ain't this crazy though? If Marley was cheating with a guy, I'd be boo-hooing, I'd be crying. But if he cheating with a woman, I'll be ready to participate. That's crazy.
That is crazy. But I'm gonna tell you something. You ain't getting here. We about to bust this wide open because ain't nobody getting no money from nobody. We about to bust this open. No. We're gonna talk about this.
No.
Okay? You're not getting another from me. You're not getting you're not blackmailing me, none of that. We about to bust this open right here, right now.
And plus, once you really find out and you have evidence, why all the mind games? Why
Right.
stress yourself out?
That
Mhm.
part.
You have
That
the
part.
evidence, you just bring it to the table. Let's talk about it. You
This
know?
is what I found out, and ain't nobody getting no money. So what we gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah, if I
Wow.
was a guy, I would be trying to see what was I gonna do. I wouldn't be paying out nothing, but if I knew that she was gonna blackmail her, I was gonna see if she was gonna actually do that.
Kind
I
of waited.
wonder-
Really was
I
gonna
would just
pay
want to
that.
know what
I'm
would be
let
the
that play
blackmail
out.
for? What would she be blackmailing for?
To tell, she want to tell. She
Right.
want
Okay.
to
To
tell her
destroy their
husband what
marriage.
she's doing.
Right.
To get her to
Right.
come. You know, if you don't, I'm going to tell your husband. He's going to get pissed. He's going to leave you. You'll be all mine.
Actually, that's usually not how that works.
That
That's
is
not
not
how that
always.
goes.
But
That's
those
Another one
emotions.
of our listeners says that Marley should shake her hand and walk away. It's too messy now, and it's going to be even messier later.
correct.
It's way too early in their marriage to have to try to tackle something like this.
I don't know about
What do
that.
you guys think?
Get on.
It's like
Does duration
it's the
matter
7
in a
years.
marriage? When
No.
I mean, how many years qualifies saving?
No.
Right? You're like, well, shit, I ain't been married but 3 years. Let it ride. Is that like the
Is that
consensus?
fair?
I've known
You
some
know what I
people
mean?
I think it
for
depends
25 and it didn't.
on situation. I think it depends.
It just depends.
Yeah, that depends. Fact well,
Yeah.
because it depends on how serious the offense is, on whether or not a marriage can actually be saved or not, or whether or not the marriage is worth saving. I think it really just depends on the offense.
No,
Okay.
guys, I think I don't know. Maybe because I'm not married, I'm the type of person. It's that shit's too messy. I'm done. Maybe because
Look.
I'm not married anymore. I don't know, but I can't do the messy shit. I got to go.
Okay.
I
I was with a, listen,
What
y'all.
you?
Y'all all women. I was with a woman for 20 years who didn't even like me. But the reason why she stayed with me for 20 years, because every day I was thirsty. She seen them fangs every day. I was on that joint. So, men is men and women is women, man. Women, women want things and men want things. And, you got to communicate. Like Tanya Michelle said, the communication is the key. If you would have came out and told me some things 13 years later about I didn't know about you and they just seemed like they'd be some fun, I'm for it.
Yeah, but you know what?
Okay, so hold on. So
the thing is that
she was happy with you, but she wasn't really happy with you. So she was happy.
I think she hated me because I was a big yellow nigga. And
but then she loved you because of other things.
I always up, when a woman, the tension, I was always up in her, because the first thing she used to say at the argument, get out of my behind. You always up in my behind. And I be up in her behind.
So you were in the battle box a lot.
Yeah. Huh?
So okay, so you were in the battle box a lot, but
I'm a thirsty dude with y'all. Women is everything.
Okay. Matter up.
Sexually, I can't get off of the sex. I love them just because sex is bananas. And all women. I love all women because God made y'all different, and I'm so glad I'm straight. And I hate that guy we was just looking at. That guy, he really made me sick.
I want to say that to me, I don't know. Maybe that's
weak. I can't handle this. I'm trying to do the camera. Lord God.
I just feel
What
like
was that guy's name again?
Jeffree Star.
Oh my God!
Don't even.
I'm gonna have
much work, too much
tonight.
history.
I'm gonna have nightmares tonight.
I know. I was like, what the fuck is that? Look like some shit. I don't know.
Dude look like straight off. He look like a straight silicone doll.
I know.
Yeah, man, he's scared.
Hey, straight out of Walking Dead.
You should see his booty. He had a lot of work done.
Oh my God!
I'm saying.
Oh my God! I would be screaming if he got around with his skinny tall behind, and he went and put a booty on him.
He got
I would be
silicone back
screaming.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He got some work done.
And that's what attracted Kanye. Unbelievable.
I know. This makes me think, guys, of one of the shows we did. Do you remember we did a show talking about your love languages?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that? So
We
what do
always
you
talk
think
about that.
happened with Marley and Patricia? Do you think there might have been some changes in their love languages?
Yeah. I kind of do. I think Patricia just kind of got caught up. I think it was this situation she had with this online thing. It went too far. She got caught up before you knew it. A little cuddlinga, and I think it just kind of
Cuddlinga.
from there.
I heard that term before. What is cuddlinga? What is cuddlinga?
cuddle.
So do you think they really love each other, Jackie, that they just need to be together and communicate? What do you
I
think?
think that maybe a little bit of discussion and maybe even like what Tap was saying, and I know we would laughing and so forth, but maybe the discussion of a swingership, of an open relationship, of an open marriage. Maybe this is a situation where she just kind of, Patricia just wanted to explore, and maybe she was afraid to go to Marley and say, "Hey, Marley, this is something I want to do." She got caught up on the online get down. Before you know it, the act occurred. The side gal just really, really digs Patricia, and she's the one who I'm concerned about because the
Yeah.
fact that she would even think about doing some heinous stuff just doesn't sit well with me.
That's
Shady. So Lori and Tanya, what
that's a yonder red flag for me. That is a yonder red flag for me.
Exactly. It is.
Lori and Tanya?
That's psycho.
Exactly. What do you mean? Go ahead, Shelly. See, I'm sorry, ladies.
I'm just saying there's some shadiness in that because you about to out me because you want me. That's the problem. I would be looking at you
Well,
like
she got caught
Yeah,
up.
exactly.
I agree with Jackie. She got caught up and she wanted more and more and more, right?
well,
And
okay.
it sounds like
Okay,
Patricia got to a crossroads where she wasn't willing to continue to give, and she's gonna strong arm her.
Okay, so let's think about this. If you're gonna do it, is
She
there
gonna get
is there a certain amount of time that you
gonna
need?
give me the booty.
Because eventually the side chick is gonna want more. Eventually that's not gonna be enough. Or the side man's chick.
I don't know. I don't know. We have a great chatagram if you guys wanna hear it.
So what do you
So the Shachita wanted more.
I know, right?
So is that fair? Do we have an agreement about the more thing? Do we have an because like is that fair for you to out me because you want more? Maybe I don't want more. Maybe I still want to be with my significant other.
Well, that becomes a question. Which
you wanted to do
about the love languages is
just had to,
I don't know if
clean
it's
some
fair.
pipes out real quick.
So is that fair?
Just some plumbing.
Come along with the territory that you just got to take that chance that person might get caught up and that you might get outed. Is that part of the territory?
But that's a character thing, right?
Yeah,
obviously that's in her character.
I'm about to be homeless and no food. You about to out me. That's a problem.
But that's a risk, right? Isn't that the risk that the cheater takes?
Or do you get out at the right time?
What's the right time?
You got to figure out what the right time is. You got to figure out before they get caught up.
Oh, shit.
Did I just get out before they get too caught up and then?
Well, how do you know that?
No, do you the first hit, the second hit? How many hits?
Well, I could
say only take one for you to realize what was going on.
You know what I mean, Shelly? Because sometimes.
How many licks does it take
to get to? How many licks does it take to get to the middle of a Uchi Pop?
A person. That there's
but I mean,
Chris, how many licks, Chris?
There's some fatal attraction that's going on. You can feel it.
But there could also be, from Patricia's perspective, maybe she had never had a same-sex relationship engagement before. And maybe her intention wasn't necessarily for it to go that deep, but maybe she's discovering something about herself that she never knew, and it's being uncovered.
Yeah, but you're not gonna blackmail me.
But that's what college is for.
Shelly, you're not going with the blackmail, Shelly?
There were no boundaries set up in the first place, right? So maybe Patricia's holding on to something that she was told that they would not be together. She was leaving Marley, or she was unhappy. She shared too much of the pillow talk, and then at some point, this person felt like she should have been the one.
Yeah, see that blackmail would have turned me off. No.
But Shelly, how do you handle that? You know what I'm saying? But the good thing is, if you kind of think about it, Marley was already on the right on the cusp of discovery, if you will. But yeah, I didn't. That whole blackmail thing is just.
Not gonna blackmail.
Hold on.
Shelly, what
hold on.
happening with the blackmail?
I think I got a song.
I would tell we shutting this shit down. We're not gonna blackmail. You're not getting no money.
Yeah.
We shutting this down.
Always want money. Sometimes they just want you.
Well,
Right, Lori?
seems like you are more upset about the blackmail part
Yeah, I
than
am.
the breach of relationship.
You betrayed me. I'm done. We had an agreement. This shit is quiet. We don't talk about this. And now you trying to bring this to the forefront? No, you shutting this down. This
So you have broken up with her.
not the original agreement.
Shelly about to tell her herself before the blackmail happened.
I don't think I can go for blackmail. I'm just gonna out myself.
I'm like Kevin Hart. I'm gonna tell everybody on Instagram before you bring that shit. You're not gonna blackmail me. I'm gonna tell everybody on Instagram this shit happened, and yeah, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. God, please forgive me. That's it. No, you're not gonna do that. This is not. No, you don't rule this.
But so do you think if you were Patrick, we asked what Marley should do, right? What about Patricia? What should she do? Should she try to try to work with Patrick, or?
It depends if Patrick is willing to work on it and save it. Sometimes, speaking from experience, maybe sometimes it's just so much damage done and so much water under the bridge that it's not repairable. And we need to go our separate ways.
That's funny. I read this book a long time ago. It's called The Body Keeps Score. When the damage is done, the damage is done. And I think, even with the love languages, I was listening to the conversation. I think the platform that the love languages was created around was communication, right? And I think that's sometimes what's missing in a marriage, because sometimes you don't want to tell your husband or your spouse certain things because you don't have to deal with their reaction. You don't have to deal with the conversation. And so all those things in a relationship that has built up over time, your mind keeps score of those things, right?
Right.
And then when it's time to negotiate or talk about a certain subject, you have this limitation or this fear because you don't want to go back to a previous situation.
Right.
You just can't talk to. And so what happens is, because I have a friend who cheated on her husband with a woman, and it was a short thing, but she felt like she needed some emotional. It was emotional because her husband was going through all this stuff, and she's not even like that, and she don't even know how she found herself in that situation. But she did it because he was so hardcore and tough and this, that, and other. And at that time, that's not what she wanted, and it just happened to go into this situation. They're still together, they resolved it and stuff, but I think it's a lesson to learn in all relationships that at some time the scoreboard has got to be at 0 in order to get to.
I agree, but there are sometimes that there are people in a relationship where the scorecard can never be 0. Like there's always, and I don't know about anybody else. Like I said, I'm new to this territory, but I can tell you about my experience. Sometimes the scorecard can never be at 0. Sometimes that person, and I really feel that's what's happened in my life. Sometimes that person is always trying to have one up on you. And when you're in a relationship with that one person that's always trying to have one up on you, sometimes it's too stressful. Sometimes you just have to say, I'm done.
Like when you say one up on you, what do you mean by that?
Huh?
When you say one up on you.
So to me, this is how I envision marriage, and maybe it's a fantasy, but I envision marriage as unconditional. We're both going to make mistakes. We're both going to do things that might not be good. Do I love you unconditionally, or do I say, okay, you did this, so let me go out here and have myself a little fun, and let me continue to have a little fun. Let me do what I want to do because you did this. I can't, even if it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years, kids later, I'm still going to do this because you did this. So there's never a scorecard of 0. And I think that there are some marriages like that. I'm going to raise my hand. Even if you try to keep it at 0, even if you try to be the best person that you can be, maybe you did make a mistake, but that person is always saying, this is what you did. I'm going to continue to do what I want to do, or I'm going to continue to do this, and you need to take it.
Wow.
I don't like it when that happens.
I don't either.
Well, I tell you,
I don't think nobody likes it when that happens.
Nobody likes it when it happens, but
that must be a man. I mean, that must be a woman saying that. Because
no.
Yes.
No.
What do you mean?
I'm gonna tell you what I mean. Any of my friends that I know that I got, soon as they even think about it, that they woman is cheating, they on the case. And if they find out on the case, most of the time they ain't punks like I was and forgiving. They out. Once the woman cheat, they out. They can't handle it.
Or maybe not out, but feel like, oh, let me out. You did this. So let me.
No. They just hurt to me, Shelly. They hurt. They can't deal with it. They hurt. That's their ego. They crush their ego.
I understand. Believe me, I know.
Yeah, they do. They crushed everything because he really did love her, and the woman always thinking because your man is you married this dude, so you know he a cool dude. You know everybody like him. You know all these good shits about him. But you married him, but you jealous of your own damn man. You hate your
no.
No, I'm telling you, and then you thinking he this cheater or whatever you want to call it, and really he love your ass to death, but he's just a charming dude. But he loves you.
But what if he loves your ass to death and he just can't get over? He can't get over. He just can't. What
can't get over what?
Just you.
It is the infidelity. Ladies and gentlemen, Yikes Radio has gone on.
Oh my goodness.
We went into OT again, guys. Look at us.
I got wrapped up. Sorry, guys. I got wrapped up.
It is never sorry. It's always love.
Oh, that's great.
But guess what?
What?
The YouTube and the Facebook gets the overtime.
I know, that's true. We get the overtime footage.
Yeah.
But go ahead while we do that. Go ahead, Eddie. Can we finish the point?
Go for it.
Yeah, let's finish the point if you guys don't mind. Shelly C and Gerald.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, what I was saying, Jackie, is look, the women make the big mistakes where they thinking that it ain't all about them, and they be wrong, man. It was always all about them, but they just, I don't know, it was like, they competing against their own husband, man. I don't know why. And just because their husband that they choose, that they married, is a cool motherfucker. He's cool as hell. He's a nice guy. Everybody love him, but he's your husband.
But Gerald, let me ask you this. So do you think that husband is expected to be forgiven if he cheats?
Yes.
But he lives in a place that he could never forgive his wife.
Exactly, Lori Fisher. That's where I'm going with this. Exactly, Lori Fisher. Say that again. Say that again, Lori. Say it again. Say it again.
I mean that the husband expects, if he has a moment of infidelity, that infidelity should be forgiven and we can work on it. But if I have a moment of infidelity, we are instantly done and there's nothing to look at.
You know what? And Lori, I hate to say as a man, women can take that way better. They're better than us when it comes to that.
Exactly. Jay-Z said it about Beyonce. Jay-Z said, he said, she has forgiven me and she has done everything that she can to be the perfect wife. He said, but I don't know. He said it. I don't know if I could forgive her if she did it.
Yeah.
Well, his ass wasn't gonna forgive nobody.
All y'all know me.
They gonna try to fucking encapsulate her.
All y'all know me.
Shit.
I mean, Jay-Z, he's definitely not the prettiest dude.
All y'all know me.
Bullshit. I'm just saying.
Let me just say this,
Mr.
y'all.
McCoy.
Y'all know me. I'm gonna give my all again probably someday. I'm gonna get a chance to. But I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I will never make that mistake again. and forgive a woman, wife or girlfriend, that cheats on me.
But Tap, what is unconditional love then? What is unconditional?
I still, but thou shall not
pass. You should get one pass, one pussy pass throughout the marriage.
I gave.
That sounds like the freaking celebrity pass. It's like, if you had the opportunity to bang one celebrity, here's your shot. Go for it.
If that's what you want, I'm trying to look for somebody that's all about me. But if that's what you want, if I love you, please, I'm not going to be following you. I'm going to let you be. But hopefully I will catch you. If I don't catch you, then I don't know nothing. I'm always, you're going to see.
That may be true, but it's not fair.
Yeah, but see, this is the problem.
This table right here.
Life ain't fair then.
So I'm going to make this statement. This is the problem. I think men see women as their possession.
Absolutely.
Personal belonging. And so we see you guys as partners. And
you're my partner too, but you my woman.
But
you my property. You my property. Absolutely.
Possession.
And you know what, baby? I love you, baby. You my property, baby.
That's property possession. That's not a good thing, and that's not supposed to be.
That's when I tell, Tanya Michelle, you gonna fight me. But when I tell Chris, you my baby, you my property, baby. Chris gonna be like, she gonna say, yeah, daddy. You know? when I tell Lori, Lori going and Shelly gonna say, yeah, daddy. But Tanya gonna say,
no. Stop that.
No, because I think that, that's the reason why men have, because once you realize that somebody's your partner, there's a compassion to that, then rather than that's your property, it's like you.
Correct.
And so it's a different mentality.
But you know what? I do try to not show that possessiveness in me, Tanya, because I know what
you need to work on it a little bit better.
I do try, but it's hard at times. It's hard. And then, when I just said I tried, right? That's what I don't, that's what kills me. Tanya talk about, you need to work on it a little better. Well, take it easy. I'm working on it.
I have a question, Tanya. Do you think that's innate? Do you think that it's innate that men naturally believe that that's their possession, whereas women see men as partner? Do you think that's a natural thing?
I think it's part of the dominance of how this whole culture was raised, because there was a certain point in history where the woman had to depend on everything from the man, and was just a different standpoint. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I think there should be a balance, right?
Oh yeah, I think so too. I totally agree.
I think everything in life should be a balance. I mean, it's, when you're younger, you think cute that somebody loves you that much and that you mind and all that, but that shit ain't cute when it comes.
Man, women used to be in the house. They used to be home waiting for us to get.
Finish my sentence? Can I?
They ain't say nothing. Now you saying everything.
Exactly. See, that's the problem right there. He just gave a prime example. That used to be a man back in the 19th.
Taking over, huh?
You don't belong in this century. That's the problem. You don't belong here anymore. You need to go back. Okay,
oh my God.
Well, guys, we are way over, and
you know what,
we gotta let our studio time go.
If I was your husband, Tanya, if I was your husband, I know, you know what? I'd give you one of my good old spankings. You be a good girl. I give you a spanking. You be a good girl. And then all of a sudden y'all see a change in Tanya. She be coming up in there like that.
I cannot.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
Oh, wow. We have had a great time, a great night, guys.
You know what?
Thank
Clearly,
you all so much.
Clearly, the other two have bamboozled you if you think I'm the only one, okay? Lori plays the PC. Shelly, you're not letting her talk, but don't let these ladies fool you. I've known them for 30-something years, okay? We all kind of think alike. It's just not a good place to feel like, you're somebody's property. And I think that's what we do.
Correct. And that's what
you know what? I know you ain't lying, because that's why my wife left my man. That's one of the reasons why she left me.
You need to really work on that before you embark into a new relationship. Try to heal.
I'm somebody that want to be a slave. I'm looking for a slave.
Oh, you got to get somebody with that need a.
Okay, that's way too much, guys. We have got to stop. The studio is kicking us out.
Bye.
Thank you all. I so appreciate it. We had a lovely, lovely time. That's